there's a way to make an entrance.
This is my destiny.
It was now a conspiracy of witches.
Download Veely today.
Applying to get a top-up on my loan.
50-65.
Thank you, Lisa.
Okay.
We are looking to offer you a loan.
Looking back now, I realised the APR for that loan was nearly 800%, which is...
The confidence and the support I received empowered me to think bigger.
She started from zero and she became a hero.
It's such an amazing story. Very crazy, but here we are.
We wouldn't have been able to set it up like this if we didn't have that loan.
One of the best feelings ever, because I knew I could fund myself.
Dreams can come true with a bit of hard work and financial assistance. If I didn't get that done, then this wouldn't have been possible.
So it's a win-win situation, really.
I'm a bit nervous, but I'm still excited. It's like I'm getting married. It's crazy.
Almost felt ashamed and out of control. You keep your debt to yourself. It's something you kind of quietly deal with behind closed doors.
Something that I never thought I'd ever do in my life was actually going to happen.
Can I please apply for a loan?
Sure.
The funds will reach your account between 3 and 5 this afternoon.
I ran up debts of about £15,000. It was very easy to run up that kind of money.
My total debt altogether was around £13,000 with different things, doorstep lenders, catalogues, a couple of credit cards.
Right, OK, that's shown on the account, just hasn't gone off yet.
Helen Spigen, the membership number.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Have a nice day.
Thank
Take it easy.
20, 40, 60, 83. Morning. Hi.
A lot of people don't know that we're here because they've got debts and stuff in the past that they can't get loans from anywhere. And I feel like some people are actually struggling because of that. But we are here to give them a chance.
I applied for a loan online.
Yep.
I've just come in to hand in documents.
London Capital Credit Union, this is Tremor speaking. How can I help you?
You can trace its route back to 1962. It was operated from a metal tin in the back of a church in Fern Park in Hornsey. We've had just over 15,000 adult members and we're growing at about £200 to £300 a month. We have just over £12 million in savings. And interestingly, 90% of our members said they had no savings before they joined us. So that means there's over £10 million of savings that ordinary people across London have managed to save with us that they wouldn't have had access to previously.
Would you like to come on over?
Thank you.
Hi there.
Hi.
Take a seat.
Thank
How can
you.
I help you?
Hi, I've come for a loan.
Apply for a loan, yeah. Are you an existing member?
I am indeed.
OK, can I just take your details there, your name, etc., get you up on the system?
OK.
So what were you applying for, Roger? How much?
£3,000.
To do loans of up to 15,000, so what was it for?
Oh, I purchased an ice cream van last year.
Really?
Yes. It's quite an old ice cream van, so I need a special exhaust to be fitted on it.
Oh, right, because it'll be diesel, won't it? Yeah.
Exactly. This is ice unit number 2, my labour of love. I believe I'm reinventing the look and style of the ice cream van, so I'm kind of spearheading it. This is the main freezer, which will hold all the ice cream. We've got our ice lolly freezer here. Now I'll also be doing like fruit juices, and that obviously pushes the healthy eating agenda.
The reason why I want to go into my own business is, number one, to manage myself and for my family to be self-reliant.
I want actually to people say that ice cream van's a benefit to this community. Not for the faint-hearted. Theory is they'll all have the TV on it, which will no other ice cream van in the British Isles has. It just gives something else rather than just an ice cream. And the fact that it's so unusual, I think, was a big attraction. And then there you go. And then it's up. Something that I want to teach my kids, because they're going to be part of the running of it as well, because they'll learn finances, they'll learn customer service, they'll learn about hygiene and that kind of stuff, so they'll also benefit from it.
When it's finished, my job is going to... Now, what is it going to be? Is it going to be like giving them the thing?
Giving and serving.
Yeah.
You're going to be serving, and sometimes you're going to be the taste controller. Yeah? No pay, sorry. OK, Daddy will give you pay. OK, I'll pay you something. Well, this is one of the sun visors that I should really be putting back up. The original state of it was completely dire. It needed welding, completely kind of gutted it out. I've done the shelving myself, I've done the lining myself. I've given it a fresh coat of paint. Since last October, I've kind of been working on it in between my 2 jobs. My main job is with Islington Council as a compliance officer, which I've been doing for 10 years. My second job is I work on the railway lines as a controller of site safety, and which has helped me to raise funds for the restoration of the van. The next major expense for me is to get a new exhaust system for the van. It was built way before we were speaking about emissions laws and that kind of thing. So in order for it to operate, it needed this to be compliant on today's roads. I was informed about credit union by one of my work colleagues. He said that it was low interest loans and quick decisions, so I just felt this was a much easier option. The money that I may get from credit union will be a massive help and a massive boost to my project. You know what? I'd love to think it is a start of an empire.
Fluorescence Floristry, good afternoon.
Banks lean to pretty much safe bets. A start-up business is risky by definition. It's starting up. Nobody knows how this is going to go. The minimum amount we lend under a start-up is £500. The maximum is £25,000. The average size loan that we do is 11.5 grand. Nationally, 50,000 of these loans have been approved. That's created probably about 100,000 jobs.
Mermaiding is the newest trend and newest water sport to hit the UK. Mermaiding involves swimming in a full-on mermaid tail, which is monofin, and it's a really lovely way to swim. The business has been running since September 2015. I've now taught approximately 300 mermaids and mermen how to use their tail and basically learn the fundamentals of mermaiding. Hi, so welcome, I'm Michelle. I'm going to be an instructor today for my assistant Nico. The first stroke we'll be doing is the basic breaststroke arms, and then we will be doing the butterfly legs. It's really, really nice to see them having so much fun and gaining so much confidence in the water. I went surfing with my friend. I had my board in my hand, I was going over a wave, and the next thing I knew, I just felt this almighty wrench to my leg, and I was like, something's definitely gone wrong. So I got out the water and I was just like, can you just please tell me if there's a hole in my suit? And she just confirmed it was a hole in my suit. My surfboard went through my wetsuit and it went through my leg. I was very lucky. I was told that it just missed my artery. Not being able to surf has had a huge impact on my life. I've had to have a lot of rehabilitation, so lots of physio. It's taken a lot of time, and I've had a lot of time off of work, so it's had a huge financial implication as well. While I was recovering and having my physio, I wanted to keep fit. So I had remembered that my friend's daughter had this mermaid tail, so I purchased one from the States. I just thought it'd be exercise I'd be able to do because it was non-impact. It did really help me with my rehabilitation. It kept me happy. I wasn't concentrating on what I couldn't do. I was more concentrating what I could do. First time I used my tail was at a local hotel. It's the outside pool there. It was literally the response of children and adults loving the tail that got me researching about mermaids, and found out that there was mermaid schools in the Philippines, in the States and in Australia, and I thought this would be something amazing to bring to the children and adults in the UK. I approached a start-up loan company. The fact that they come with a mentor, they help you with your business plan, they help you get started. It was something that really appealed to me. The first person I spoke to was quite confused at first when I was explaining why I wanted the business loan.
It's quite a wacky idea. I've never come across a mermaid school business before in 25 years of doing this job. She came to us looking for £6,000. The original business plan that she presented to me had some gaps, things like lack of market research, lack of evidence that there was actually going to be people wanting to buy the product and services that she was offering. So she came back, gave me loads more evidence. I had to go away and actually do my research because I knew nothing about mermaids or running a mermaid school. And it was Michelle that actually made me want to think, yeah, this is one that's worth backing.
When my loan was accepted, I was obviously super excited. It basically meant that something that I never thought I'd ever do in my life was actually going to happen. And everything went from there. When we get to the end, we'll start adding a little twist. When I first got my loan, I needed to invest in getting the tails. The tails are not toys, they're sporting equipment. And I used quite a substantial amount of money from the loan to build up my tail collection. I've got, I think, around 40 now. I needed to invest in my training. I also did my lifeguard course, And then I had to get insurance. At the time, nobody had insurance for a mermaid company, so I had to negotiate and work with the insurance company to get my insurance documents all sorted and ready.
It's actually a lot harder than it looks. It's really quite difficult, but once you get the hang of it, it's so much fun. You know you're in safe hands. Like, if anything goes wrong, you're trusting her to save you from drowning.
Mermaiding is not going anywhere. It's just going to get bigger and bigger. Children and adults are going crazy about mermaids. It's infectious and people are coming back. People are travelling from all around the country to come and have a mermaid experience. I feel so proud and so lucky to have been able to do this, and I'm really looking forward to the future.
Not for the faint-hearted. I believe I'm reinventing the look and style of the ice cream van, so I'm kind of spearheading it. I want actually to people say that ice cream van's a benefit to this community.
You've got your bank statements, I see, and your proof of income.
Yes.
That's fantastic. We'll do a loan quotation for you, just so you can be sure that you can afford the sum that you've put down here.
OK, yeah.
And have you done some sort of balance to make sure that you can afford the repayments?
Yes, I have. Basically, I make enough between my two jobs to cover the payments, 100%.
Because obviously we're flexible, unlike banks. You just tell us how much you can afford, not us telling you how much you've got to pay.
Can that be adjusted?
It can be, yes. So if you find yourself you can afford more, you can pay more. If you should lose your job, we freeze the interest until you get another job. It's a cooperative, so it's to suit you, not to suit the bank.
Oh, OK, brilliant.
What made you think about buying an ice cream van, going into that business?
Well, I had one back in 2009. I realised that there's quite an issue with the weather, with England being England. So to find customers was quite difficult. So what I done, I put a TV on top of the roof, and then I was showing films, showing community safety videos, sporting events, music events.
Really?
And it really kind of kicked off. It was more than just people having an ice cream and walking away.
So let's have a look. Is it your first loan? It's going to be an instant saver loan, and £3,000. You know you have to save while you pay off the loan.
Yes, I do,
One thing to remember is that you can't withdraw your savings until you finish the loan, so it's tied at security as the loan. The total interest over the period, over 20 months, for £3,000 is £326.93. So you'll pay £326 for a £3,000 loan, and you'll have £540 savings in your account at the end of it. You'll always end up with more savings than you've paid in interest, which is the key part of what we're trying to do, is get you to save. I'm going to get my colleague to do the background checks on the computer, so if you'd like to take a seat over there, I'll be with you in a moment. We should have a decision for you.
Thank you very much.
While you wait. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
It's not unusual for us to do loans for business purposes. People often think it's just about people on very low incomes and payday lenders and whatever, but we do loans for small and large values for all purposes, really. So it's really nice to see somebody like that moving on with their, from low-paid employment, self-employment, and just getting his money sorted. We see a huge number of people who are having to do several different jobs just to make ends meet, increasingly so. People have not had pay rises for a number of years now, and it's getting more and more difficult to manage. And it's, you see these people and they work all the hours God sends. Right then, Roger, would you like to come on over? I'm pleased to tell you your loan's been approved.
Brilliant. Thank you very much.
Thanks for your patience. All your credit checks are all proved fine. You're obviously keeping up to date with everything. This loan will improve your credit check again as you repay it. So part of what we do is to try and help rebuild people's credit checks. We're just drawing up the documents now, and we're getting you to sign those off, and we'll send that money to your account later today.
Brilliant. Thank you. This is brilliant because within the next couple of weeks, that means that the ice cream van can be out on the road, really. So
it's good news for all of us.
I'm feeling ecstatic.
Really? That's good. Well, it's nice because you can get the business up and running as well, can't you?
Exactly, yeah. Over the moon.
Thanks
Thank
so
you very much for your help.
Take care, Roger. Good luck with the new business.
Thank you. Bye-bye. I am surprised, actually. It's just about sinking in that I'm so much more closer to my target, to my goal. So, yeah, I'm over the moon.
I'm just extremely proud to be part of something which is making such a difference to them, because it's not just about us doing things for people. Everyone person that we've seen today has started saving. When they've taken a loan, they've started saving, and that means that those savings are now available for the next person who comes to the credit union to be able to take out a loan, which means they won't have to go to resort to a loan shark or the high interest that's charged by conventional banks.
It's going to make it so much easier to get to my target so much quicker, so I'll definitely be out this season making people happy with delicious ice cream and maybe a film in the park.
From quite a young age, I was relying on credit cards and just continued throughout my 20s in kind of free fall.
It's a place where children can make things and learn about it at the same time.
If I get this loan, it will make fantastic memories. Hopefully.
I use my credit cards very often, every day.
I tend to use them online, for online transactions, for sites I'm not too sure about.
To buy anything from vegetables in the corner up to clothes and electronics.
If I get stuck somewhere and I need some money very fast, I'll use my credit card.
People end up finding that they're utilising their credit cards to pay for stuff which their finances simply can't afford.
In the last couple of years, paid off most of my credit card debt, so I've got a zero balance and I'm trying to keep it that way.
I was given one when I was 19 and couldn't grasp the idea that the actual money was coming out when I was handing that piece of plastic over, so got into really bad debt.
I can't remember a time where I wasn't using a credit card. I think from probably about the age of 18. When you get the card, it doesn't seem that daunting when you first start. You think, oh, you know, I'll only have £200 or £300 or something like that, and that'll take me probably about 6 months to pay off at most. So it seems quite a safe way to borrow initially. From quite a young age, I was relying on credit cards and just continued throughout my 20s in kind of free fall. A lot of it was just paying bills, general everyday expenditures. I was never a big spender. I was never go out on the weekends with my friends and just absolutely throw money about. Not a designer fan, anything like that. It's just accrued. There's no one big thing that I can point to as the reason why this debt started to stack up. Monthly repayments might start around about £20, £30, £40. It goes up and up until suddenly you're in almost the hundreds, double hundreds. That starts to get really frightening because it becomes really out of control very quickly. Once I'd stopped working full-time and began studying, my income had changed, which meant that my income was lower and my outgoings were still much higher. Credit cards were there. I tried to avoid using them, but when you need to eat, you need to get transport to do something, or you need to get transport to be able to get to a job to work, you're going to dip into the credit card, so that's what I did. the notices started to come in, they started to pile up. It would be instant demands, big red lettering. I remember being in tears on the phone to them, like, regularly. You're working as hard as you can to be able to do everything I could to pay it off. I was studying full-time and I was working 3 different jobs. It got to the point where I was eating plain pasta just with some butter on it, because that's kind of consistently all I could afford to eat most nights. That was really quite upsetting, and it wasn't, you know, I was still in the rock and the hard place. I wasn't getting out of it at all. I began to withdraw. I couldn't afford to go out, I couldn't afford to see friends. I almost felt sort of ashamed and out of control. You keep your debt to yourself. It's like an embarrassment. You don't ask for help from others. It's just something you kind of quietly deal with behind closed doors. To approach someone eventually and say, this is really out of control and I really need help with a resolution with this, it was a really big relief. And the staff have always been very, very approachable, very friendly. You can speak to people and ask them advice, and they've always just been very, very helpful. I was kind of quite taken aback by how different it seemed. More manageable. You were actually paying off the debt rather than just paddling water. It just seemed to clear up really quickly. Before I knew it, the numbers were really dropping. For the first time in my life, I had savings. I've never had that. It was a really strange feeling for me. Once I'd paid off my debt, money was coming in that was mine. I can kind of afford to plan, and it is a complete awakening for me. It's really something else. Being able to go out and visit him is massive for me. I spent a lot of time with my niece and nephew. I had a lot of really good laughs with them. We just spent a lot of time together. It was an amazing trip. If I was to talk to my 18-year-old self, I'd say take money seriously, because it can get out of control really, really quickly.
Our research shows that as a nation, we're really bad at talking about money. For instance, nearly half of us keep secrets about our finances from our partner. And so when financial difficulty occurs, you can imagine that people go to even greater lengths to try and conceal what's actually going on for them. Sometimes people in debt struggle to spot the signs early enough, and it's only when they look back on their situation that they realise how long they've been in financial difficulty. So things to watch out for might be things like having to use credit to pay for everyday essentials, worrying about making payments on time or missing payments occasionally, standing at the till, working out which card has got the available balance to enable you to make that purchase. These are all things that might suggest it's time to get help. For anybody who is experiencing difficulty, it's best to seek advice as early as possible. We know from our research that many people struggle on and they are in financial difficulty for a year or longer before they get help. But actually, debt advisors want to speak to people at the first sign of difficulty. And people that do contact us early on find that there are more options available to them.
I'm here at the credit union to get a loan to have a nice holiday for me and my 3 boys and my husband.
had a few loans. The last loan helped me get married a couple of years ago. If I get this loan, it will make fantastic memories. Never been abroad, so it'll be a very special holiday. As my oldest 18 in January next year, so they'll be too old to come away with us, so hopefully.
At the end of the day, it is our members' money, and I'm a member of the credit union, so therefore it's my money as well. So I want to be sure that those people who are getting the benefit of that are willing and fully aware that we want that money back. So originally she did ask for 3,300, which for a family of 4 is not an unreasonable amount. Unfortunately, we can't get to that level for her. So, Max? These are always a little bit nervy because you don't know how people are going to react, really. Okay, there. Please have a seat. Hopefully, she can still get her holiday. Fingers crossed. So, got an application for your loan here. Oh, don't look so sad. Okay, I'm going to be straight with you. We haven't been able to go to the 3 that you asked for. The maximum we can go to is going to be 2,000. Now, I don't know, do you still want to take that?
Yeah, no, that's fine.
Are you still going to be able to have your holiday?
2,000 is better than nothing towards it.
All right, so we'll do you an agreement then.
Lovely.
And then the funds will be in your account between 3 and 5 this afternoon.
Lovely. Thank you.
So have you got any ideas of where you want to go?
Portugal.
It's supposed to be very nice.
Yeah, we're going with my brothers as well and their family.
Oh, so it's a family?
Yeah.
Wow, that'd be nice. All right, my darling, so if I give you this copy, funds will be in there 3 to 5 this afternoon.
Lovely.
You know, I'd have loved to have said, yes, your first holiday, but it might seem you're doing someone a favour by giving them that larger amount. But actually, you're making their situation probably worse.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Take care. Have a good day. Bye.
I'm glad that she will still be able to go on this holiday.
Well, didn't get it all, but got some, so I'm quite pleased. Better than nothing. I'll just have to do more hours at work, less spending. Portugal, here we come.
Good morning, guys. Come on in. Come on in. You're going to be sitting on the round tables. So good morning, everyone. Our task that we're going to be doing is you've got to build some robots, and before you get to that, you've got to be able to program them. Remember, guys, you're going to be working as teams. Get your thinking caps on, and remember to always work together. The minute that you start to give them some stuff to do in a really practical way, they start to really take it in and understand why they're doing what they're doing. And the maths behind it, the science behind it, the literacy behind it, all comes to life with how they're working. In a normal classroom environment, they will struggle to do that. School is all about learning textbooks. I wasn't like that, and I was very much a person that wanted to learn hands-on. There was one teacher that had a fairly big impact upon my life. Unfortunately, one day that teacher turned around to me and said, Pete, you're never going to be anything and you're never going to be anyone. And I chose to use those words that were spoken over my life and to think, no, I am going to be something and I am going to do something. Okay, this is a really tricky bit because this is the back wheel. So guys, just put the pins in. That's going to hold the base nice and tight. Excellent. That's it.
Any climber.
Half a circle. half a circle. Half a circle. So follow the page step by step with how it all goes together. 22, 23, 24. If I have the opportunity that I can help someone by changing and to helping them grow and helping them develop, I will absolutely do it every single time. And you're going to be building this motor that's going to go inside, which is the flipper. That's going to slot inside there, okay?
So when we're building a case around something like Eden Education, we're looking at the people, where they've been, what their experience and their past is, where they're hoping to go with it, and where that business fits into the local community and what it's going to bring in, who's actually going to use it. I think Peter had seen the thing that maybe as parents lots of us have seen with children that just aren't engaged, they're not excited by what they're doing in the classroom. And I think really he was just trying to bring something in that set people alight.
So you need to decide where you're going to start from. And you need to decide what your plan is you're going to do.
I think that is his whole thing, actually, is to get kids excited and engaged about education.
If it wasn't for Robert Owen, if it wasn't for the money that they'd given us, we wouldn't have been able to complete, and we wouldn't have been able to have the equipment that we have.
Okay, let's give that a try. We need to move forward and then turn a little bit left. Yeah. We've built our robot and now we have to control it to go around this track. We need to try and program it to turn different angles. It's really fun because it's a place where children can make things and learn about it at the same time.
The centre is really, really cool because in the country not many kind of children get to do this stuff.
I think what Peter has brought to Eden Education is massively important because it does offer something that mainstream education doesn't really have the time or the funds or the facilities to do for themselves.
It would have been impossible to have even got this far if it wasn't for that loan that we had, which was an amazing helping hand. Hopefully we can create the next Steve Jobs to inspire the next generation.
Good morning, can I help you?
I'm here to get a top-up loan to get a new tumble dryer. It broke a couple of weeks ago. I've got a house full of girls and it's like they change 2 or 3 times a day.
Yeah.
Morning.
Morning. What can I do for you?
I inquired about a top-up and I was allowed to get one from yesterday. I really need a new one. It's like having a husband in the house because it's just something that you use every day.
How long have you been in your address for?
About 9 years.
9 years.
I've been a member of credit union for around about 10 years.
And who's your landlord?
They know me by my first names and I know a lot of the members by their first names. Hi, how are you? They generally help me out. I've had several top-ups and I get Christmas loans. I think my top-up's allowed to be about 190. Morning, Lisa.
Good morning, Angela. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you. You?
Yes, okay. Right, so you just need to sign one for me and one for yourself.
Okay.
You want this? You got a pen? Yes. Right, that's your copy of the agreement.
Thank you.
Okay.
Bye, Lisa.
Okay, bye. See you again.
Bye, Andrew.
Right, so this is it. This is my ice unit in all its glory, and I'm loving it. I'm loving how it's looking. Money well spent, and I'm compliant, which is most important. £3,000 is not something that you can just find, and to save it, a hands-on father of 5 still would have taken me at least an extra 6 to 8 months. I decided to go out and I wrote my own jingle, and I got my kids to sing it. And yeah, it's brilliant. I love it, and so does everybody else.
Who wants some ice cream? Who wants some ice cream? Ice cream it, ice cream it, ice cream it, ice cream it. Who wants
The exclusive Ice Unit song. I love it.
Dad, can I have some ice cream? Please, come on, Dad.
I'm extremely proud of the work that I've put in, and I'm proud of the look of it, because it's pretty much how I kind of dreamt it. But I'll be more proud when it starts to make money. It's just like having a birthday party. Just before the time comes, you start to wonder, is anybody going to turn up? I'm a bit nervous, but I'm still excited. We can't hang around because ice cream melts, and it's a lovely day. I can't waste it. It's a weird but wonderful feeling. It's like I'm getting married. It's crazy. I'm kind of hoping for roughly about 20 kids turn up. I think we're looking at 40, but if 20 turn up, I'll be happy. But that's a lot of ice cream just for 20 kids. Is that the wickedest? Is that good? You're the very first person to have an Ice Unit ice cream.
It's been a long time since he's been going on and on about getting this going. So I'm impressed and I'm pleased for him because it's one of his dreams.
I've got cherry, rum and raisin, chocolate, bubblegum and lemon.
Thank you. It's so cool. It's not like normal ice cream brands. It's like different. I like it. It's nice. But I've never seen a black ice cream man before.
It's impressive, inspirational. It's important to see a local entrepreneur doing something that's going to inspire the people in his family.
It's going well. It's a good feeling.
The fact that he's actually done this all by himself and he's set up and he's done it all by himself, I'm really proud of him.
Today's been fantastic. I've just put one more footstep forward to my project, to my ambition, my dream. I've received fantastic feedback, so it's been very positive. 75 to 100 kids, young people turned up, which was brilliant. With a bit of hard work, with financial assistance, dreams can come true. So a massive shout out to Credit Union for making this happen and give me that final financial push. And if I didn't get that done, then this wouldn't have been possible. Is that the wickedest?